But it's Casas at the plate, Tristan Casas. I think there's a man on first. There's two outs, right? First pitch, foul ball, 0-1. Second pitch, foul ball, 0-2. My mind is like, perfect. I need you to get one strikeout to this take a hit. Throw your sealer. To me, I call it a sealer. It's like that one pitch, niggas is really not hitting it.
Yeah.
No, here comes Luis Castillo playing these stupid pitching games.
Pitching games.
No. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 54 of the BES podcast, the best podcast in
The world.
in the world. Your favorite sports podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys stay tuned and like this video if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel because we are going to be speaking about March Madness and how some number one seeded teams have fallen. If LeBron really has a bag or not, once again.
Yeesh.
And why the Yankees are about to go 162-0.
Damn.
So, if that interests you, stay tuned. I have Eli tackling all these topics. This is actually Eli's podcast. This is not the BES podcast anymore.
It is.
But to the right of me, we do have the master of the X's and O, the man with the master plan, Coach EJ. Round of applause for Coach EJ. Round of applause, bro. Coach is really not here. I'm just joking with you. Again, family matters. Travel safely.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Word.
And we'll see you next week, We do what it does. We do what it does.
Ooh.
To the left of me, we have everybody's favorite first baseman, Hall of Fame Gold Glover, Eli Freddie Freeman. Can we get a round of applause? Round of applause. Yes, Thirsty. And we already know it's your favorite dad. It's your boy Nefty. How are we feeling?
Good. Hanging in. Hanging in.
Hanging in?
Hanging in.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're healthy. Triple H.
Word.
No wrestling. While we are watching this USC game, let's dive straight into March Madness on both sides, I guess.
Damn.
And how on the men's side we have big teams going down, big teams, while other big teams are rolling, as well as maybe a surprising team. For a few, it's not very surprising because they've been doing this for quite a while. But teams like UNC and Houston are going down, right?
Yeah.
UNC lost to Alabama. Houston just lost to Duke last night. Shout out to Duke. NC State is still rolling.
Yeah.
UConn obviously doing UConn things. Eli, talk to me, my boy. How's March Madness treating you? What do you see? Has your champion pick changed?
I was really rocking with UNC, man.
Does pineapple go on pizza?
It does.
Okay, all right.
It does. I was really rocking with UNC. That one hurt. Losing to Alabama hurt. It did. And then
You're telling me.
Duke, I know you're geeked up to pull off a win against them. I know EJ was ecstatic with Houston, like, oh, they could win it all. And for Duke to go out and steal it from them, basically.
Well, what's crazy about EJ, I think his only team left is Tennessee. Because I'm pretty sure EJ picked Houston, Baylor,
Yeah.
and Tennessee. Houston just lost to Duke. Baylor, I forgot who they lost to. I want to say NC State, to be honest. I want to say NC State. I could be wrong. But
Sheesh.
Baylor ends up losing. So out of EJ's big three, the only one that's left is Tennessee, and I think they have a pretty tough matchup.
Yeah.
So EJ's top three might be going down.
Yeah. I mean, I was riding Dolo with UNC. I love their colors. And I'm just like, Bangkok, that boy. You think he's going to the NBA?
Baycott?
Yeah.
That's a good
Does
question.
his game translate to play in the NBA?
So this is how I'm going to answer this question, right? Yes. I think he will get drafted. But he will get drafted like a lot of players do, and this is no disrespect to a lot of the players that do make it, because regardless of the fact you still made it, you're gonna make it off who you are, what you've been, your performances in college. But once you get to the NBA, it's probably gonna be a little overwhelming for Baycott. I don't really see, again, unless he just flips the switch or he starts, playing his position or a different position differently. I don't see Baycott making any pivotal role or having a pivotal role in the NBA. He's probably not even six man. I'll see him like eight, 9 man off the bench or something.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if it's because I feel like they give him the ball a good majority of the time.
Mhm.
Obviously the floor spacing in college is a lot different than the floor spacing it is in the NBA. I don't know. I want to say that I don't think he would be successful either. I think he's gonna struggle if he does get drafted. But yet again, because of floor spacing, because they love to double and bring the ball out, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, best wishes to him. He played it all 4 years and he killed it. So
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Again, a lot of times these people, their game doesn't really translate. So we'll see. I don't really see it. For all we know, he's gonna, make me eat my words and become one of the, not the greatest, but a pretty
well,
great power forward.
you just don't know what spacing. Like when you got more space to operate, it gives him more freedom to do a lot more things he probably couldn't do in college.
Yeah.
So
Especially now that in the NBA. I mean, I do see it translating back into a big man game, but it's a more mobile big man game. I'm not saying he's not mobile, but regardless of the fact, if he enters this draft, he's entering the draft next year. It's still a very, very guard heavy league.
yeah,
It, I don't really see him doing much. But by the way, Baylor loses to Clemson.
damn.
Clemson is going to face who North Carolina lost to, which is Alabama. So we are getting a Alabama and Clemson quote unquote rematch because we know those schools have gone through a lot of head to heads in the football department.
Yeah.
Now it's time to see them go against each other in the basketball department, and it's going to be a fun game because both of those schools guards they can hoop. They can hoop.
They got the woo woo.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun watching those teams. UConn, man.
I mean,
What is there to say, right?
you and EJ has been saying that, hey, they're due to take it all. Like, as long as they don't have a bad day, a hiccup, they're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like that's the case. I,
Yeah.
I would love to see somebody knock them off, but
Well,
I mean,
if I'm correct, I think Duke plays against UConn now.
ooh,
If I'm correct, I could be wrong.
that'll be very, very interesting,
Yeah. So
especially for you.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh no, I lied. Duke plays NC State,
Ooh,
which is even a better
yeah,
matchup.
yeah,
We
yeah.
lose to NC State in the in the ACC tournament. NC State ends up beating us and then North Carolina back to back to win the ACC tournament. Right. So now they have a chance to double that, or we have a chance to redeem ourselves, depending on how that goes.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Jeez.
Duke, NC State. I think it said Tuesday. I think that's what I read. Could be wrong. Could be wrong.
That's gonna be a good
UConn,
one.
yeah, man. Listen, UConn's rolling. Uh, UConn's rolling, and the thing about UConn is they're doing a very good job at picking up roles. So if someone's having a down game, someone else is coming up strong and making sure that they're helping the team get the dub. So and they're very well coached. Obviously, this is the championship team, so they're gonna do what it does. I am here to say on camera one of my big three, by the way.
Big three,
The,
and not me.
One of the three teams I picked was Purdue, and I did say because of the big man,
They won.
and they won.
Yo, he's a pro.
Hey, I said it,
saw-
bro. I said from the beginning, if your big man gets rolling in the NCAA tournament, a lot of teams are gonna have tough times. We see it with NC State. People having hard times with that team. Obviously, we're seeing it with Purdue, People saw it a little bit with UNC until Alabama rolled around,
Yeah.
right? So, telling you guys,
Yo, he's like 7'10".
which is crazy, right? But the thing is, because throughout the season they've been having troubles. Throughout the season they struggled a little bit, but now really locked in. He's taking a leadership role that probably none of us have seen since he joined Purdue, and he just looks like he's on a mission, and it's showing out. Now, for all we know, next game it all goes to shits. But
No, I mean as of right now, he's hooping. I didn't see this game today, but I saw last game and I'm like,
yeah.
yo, he takes
Oh
up
no
a
no
lot of space.
this past game, let me tell
A
you,
lot of space.
it was a man amongst boys. This past game, and everybody else on that court was they shouldn't have been on that court with him. On the women's side, top teams are still doing their thing, right? LSU wins today, barely, right? Iowa blows out their opponent.
Yeah.
Right now, we are currently watching USC. I can't really see the score because the camera's blocking it.
67-64.
Okay, so it's a very close game. USC is playing against, again, I can't really see.
Baylor.
Thank you, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
UConn, I think if they're not playing now, they're playing later. They're also playing against, maybe that's why I got confused. They are playing against the women's Duke team. The women's Duke team, very, very great defensive team. So that's probably going to give UConn a little bit of trouble, but let's be honest, the UConn women's team is kind of tough, especially with Paige out there. Paige is doing it what it does.
And she's been hooping.
So the top teams in the women's side, they're taking care of business.
Yeah.
What a lot of people maybe aren't noticing, I'm not too sure. I just haven't heard a lot of rumblings about it, so I'm just gonna assume people are not noticing. There's a whole side of the bracket that hosts Iowa, LSU, and UConn.
Damn.
Iowa and LSU are going to play against each other in the next game. If UConn ends up winning, then the winner of that team, guess who they play? UConn.
Jeez.
So what kind of stinks is like 3, or at least 2, of the top teams are going to be eliminated just off one section of the bracket.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah, that is the death bracket, the death side over there. It's a little crazy over there.
The hellhole to get out of there.
There's not really a team at the top of my head. I don't know if you have been watching or if you've noticed. There's not really a team on the women's side that's kind of like surprising me or showing out. Again, there's been a lot of close calls, like LSU only won by 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it just looks like the top teams are just taking care of business. It is what it is.
Or when was it? South Carolina almost blowing a 20-point lead. That was crazy. And I think they only won by like 4. I think whoever they went against made it close to like a 1-possession game.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, that's all it takes. Oof.
Yeah. Well, regardless of the fact, I mean, USC might fuck around and lose this game if they're not very careful, being how close it is.
I mean, it's 1-minute game. 1 minute left in the game.
Yeah, and we're obviously gonna let you guys know, because we're obviously gonna be potting by the time this game ends. So we're gonna let you know how this game ends.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the pros.
Oof.
Right? Let's move on to the pros. And it seems like opposite of the women's college basketball side, it seems like a lot of the top teams are fatigued or losing gas. For example,
Yeah.
Celtics the other day blow out a 30-point lead, right, against the Hawks. Yeah. Clippers, horrendous. I think I told you off camera, they were a top 5, top 10 defensive team. If you look them up now, they are 28th.
Damn.
And then we have Denver, who lost back-to-back games to the Timberwolves and the Suns recently. Now, I think both games they were missing a piece or whatever the case may be, but regardless, the top teams are just not sealing the deal. Eli, out of these teams, or maybe another team that you want to bring into play, What do you see? What are your thoughts? Is this scary to you, or is this one of those things where it's like there's nothing to worry about? They're just
Um, I'm not worried about Denver. I know Murray was out. The Clippers, um, it's around that year, same year every year where they they're strong throughout the year, and then it comes time where it's tick 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 playoff time,
yeah,
you know, and they're just it's like a ticking time bomb because they got injuries. Now they're not playing at a good pace. They're struggling. It's tough. It is tough because you want. I think they're like what, fourth, fifth seed. Clippers. They're in the middle of the
yeah,
pack, but it's how you go in, and you want to go in hot. You don't want to go in with players hurt, and we all know Kawhi and PG always play hurt, and if they're not going to be ready and healthy, the Clippers don't stand a chance. Especially with James Harden, if you leave it up to him, we all know what he does in the playoffs. And for the Celtics, I mean, I said it. Obviously, who said it on First Take? Brian Windhorst said it. He was like, "Hey, I'm not saying the Celtics aren't good, but can we at least talk about the last 2 minutes of the game?" And I felt like when I heard that, I'm like, "Wow, this guy's word for word saying what I've been saying for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months.
yeah.
How they got to go ahead and finish games." He talks about pace. Says the Celtics are top 10 in pace when it comes to the first 3 quarters. They dropped to second to last in pace in the last final minutes of the game. They even showed a play where when they lost, Jalen Brown gets the ball, walks it up, it's 5 out. No one knows what to do. No, the coach he purposely said the coach didn't call a timeout, didn't see that things were stagnant.
Hmm.
I'm like, all things I've said. You're gonna go 5 out. You see the time is ticking down. Call a timeout. Set up a play. He doesn't do that. He lets it ride out. You have Porzingis trying to set a screen on Jason Tatum. They were able to deny him, and then you go 1-on-1 and you get a freaking 3-point step back, and you lose. I was baffled, and kudos. I get it. I get it. You have a 30-point lead. The fact that you lose a 30-point lead is insane. I know leads, 15, 20-point game. It happens now regularly in the NBA. But a 30-point game, bro, your ass should be on the bench. You shouldn't be blowing out 30-point leads.
At all.
Not only do you blow 30-point leads, you suck at crunch time. In the playoffs, there's going to be multiple crunch time moments in a game where you need your best player to step up, and you need a head coach who's going to put you in position to step up. So those two key things, I don't see the Celtics going anywhere. Because if they face Miami Heat, and I've said that you have a coach that is going to outcoach you, and you have players that are going to like Bam, and you got players like freaking Jimmy Butler. When they get there,
Yeah.
they rise to the occasion.
They just want it more.
Can JT rise to the occasion and go ahead and be aggressive and turn the corner? Can he put himself in position? Can the coach put him in position and run a play that's not away from the basket and it's directed towards the basket? That's my issue. When they're up by 10, I'm not nervous. It's when it's fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, and it's a one possession game. I will not bet on the Celtics. I would immediately bet on the other team, and I would put the house on it because that's how bad they are in crunch time. That's my take. For
Yeah,
those four, that's my take.
and you're absolutely right on the whole last minute kind of offense, right? I have a stat here, right? Last, I believe it was the 3, 4 games, the Celtics in the last 10 seconds, when it results into a 3-point shot, they are 0-16.
Insane, bro.
So it's kind of piggybacking what you said. Offense gets a little stagnant. now on top of your offense being stagnant, you're being defended into shooting a last minute shot, ends up being a 3 point shot, which a lot of times it's a very very low percentage shot. It's not like dunking the ball or a layup or a mid range. It's a very it's a technically it's a more difficult shot. I know the league now shoots it. Everybody just shoots
At
out.
a high clip.
Correct, but regardless of the fact, when the defense is locking in, I probably need to get a higher or a more efficient shot than a 3 point shot, especially if we're losing or um not if we're losing, but if we are allowing a team to come back from a 30 point
It's
deficit.
insane.
So yeah, I mean, you have been saying it. Um, I want to say EJ as well. I know I've been here saying, listen, I just don't see what's going on when it comes to, just like you said, when it comes to crunch time, or when it comes to out of bounds plays, or when it comes to out of timeouts plays. I just don't see the coach doing anything. They don't have someone on their team like a LeBron or like a Kawhi or whoever that could be like, listen, coach, I don't know what they talking about over there. This is what we're gonna run.
Yeah.
Nobody on that team. Now, granted, this past game that they lost a 30 point lead, this is not something to justify it, but they were out Derek White and Drew Holiday, which are two very pivotal pieces, especially when it comes to running the offense. But regardless, a 30 point lead is a 30 point lead.
Yeah.
Um,
It's tough.
Clippers, right? Went from what I say, sixth defense now to 28.
Yeah.
Um, in the last 10 games against 6 seed teams or higher, they're 1-9.
Yeah.
And on top of that, again, I've said this off camera, a lot of injuries have been kind of cursing them. Kawhi's been out for a couple of games. Paul George has been out for a couple of games. James is not playing like the James Harden that started playing after that 0-8 start once he
Yeah.
got traded or whatever. So it's kind of been, oh, I think they just lost Zubac or whatever his name
Damn.
is.
Yeah.
So injuries have been kind of affecting the Clippers, but I don't know. And then on top of that, I still think he's a decent coach, a good coach, even a great coach sometimes. But Tyronn Lue or whatever his name is, right? Ty Lue.
Yeah.
He has been out coached, or at least shows like maybe he's not really coaching the guys the way he should be coaching. So I don't know what's going over there in La La Land Part Two, because obviously the Lakers, that's really La La Land.
Yo.
Um, Not sure what's going on over there. This is not a way for them to go out, especially that this is their last season at the crypto arena. They're opening a new arena, a very very nice arena next year. You would like to have some kind of, or at least end this season in a good way, entering the next season. Heck, if you can even hoist that trophy, so then the first inaugural season you get a banner immediately, that
Yeah.
would be kind of cool. But it doesn't look like the Clippers have a, yeah, see, Iowa, LSU
Yeah. That's
on the bottom here.
insane.
Look, even USC on the bottom.
Yep.
USC and UConn. So literally, yeah, tough, tough.
All
But
the board.
yeah, not sure what's really going over there. La La Land Part Two, Denver.
Told you I really got nothing for them.
No.
Yeah.
So
It's tough.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't either. What I'm going to give Denver is what I kind of want to give the Celtics, but the problem with the Celtics is we see why things are happening. Denver is, to me, is just, listen, they're the defending NBA champions.
Yeah.
It's just a night that they took off for whatever reason. You mentioned that Murray didn't play the game against the Wolves, so it's kind of like I'm chalking it up to, hey, the champions just took a night off.
But I will tell you this: the team that I think that could beat Denver is the Wolves. Um, I don't think any of the other teams can really match up and beat Denver. I
Right.
think the Wolves have the best chance. I think they have the big personnel, and they got somebody like Ant Edwards who is a dog, who doesn't care who's in front of him. So, and they're young.
Yeah. I
These
mean,
other cats, I don't know.
the guard play is what really helping out the Timberwolves. Because we didn't watch the game, but for those that are listening and watching us right now, we did watch the highlights. I don't know what you picked up in the highlights, but what I saw is they just weren't defending. The guards, whether it
Yeah.
was Anthony, the other kid Daniels,
And
they got into their dribbling package, got to the spot that they wanted to get to, whether it was a layup, whether it was an elbow jump shot, and they just got it done. You made note of that one hezzy, and I think that was Daniels actually.
yeah.
The one hezzy that froze Joker. Now we all know Joker's defense defense is not
Yeah.
the greatest, but
Yeah.
yeah, those boys with the energy that they have, and the the bag that they have, they seem to get it done over there and could possibly get it done against the defending champions. But Eli, speaking of bags,
Damn.
LBJ and JJ Redick released episode 2 of Mind the Game, Mind of the Game, or however. I still don't know how the title of this podcast. I'm gonna be completely honest. Amazing
Mind the
podcast, love the
game.
podcast, but still don't know the title. But at one point in the episode, LBJ makes note that he doesn't really like the criticism of the outside world, outside meaning like outside of the NBA, non-athletes, making note that some players have a deeper bag, some players don't have a bag, some players have a bag but it's not really that steep. And LeBron is a little frustrated because it's like, why are you talking to me about bags when this is a 5-on-5?
Yeah.
Like, what does my bag got to do with winning this ball game?
Yep.
And kind of want to know your thoughts about it. You also have a question to ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I kind of just wanted to break it down because I was looking at the comments, and
Ugh.
as soon as you go to the comments, you get like you get a mixed bag.
The comments is a twilight zone. I love entering comments on certain things
No,
just to see what people are
man.
saying.
And it was like it was tough because it's like, oh, of course LeBron is saying this to person that has no bag, blase blase. And I think people just got the clickbait of bag and having no bag, and it was LeBron. Um, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna defend LeBron. I just think he was coming to the sense that it's a 5-on-5 game. Yeah, having a bag is great, but you have teammates for a reason. And if you have a bag, put that bag in a position to help your other players. And we see guys in the league that have deeper bags than others, and they don't perform well because they don't use their teammates. And I think that's where he was coming from. And I wanted to ask, because I know EJ, we were talking about this skill and athleticism, but would you rather have a bag or IQ in the league? What would get you to be successful more? Having that IQ or having a bag?
Well, I think this is a little bit of a different question than we asked before.
Yeah, it is.
So I think because before I answered that I would like that athleticism because it would at least get me to the league. Once I'm in the league, obviously, depending on how I'm going to play or how I'm going to approach my business in the league, I can obtain a little bit more knowledge slash IQ. But with this question you're asking, the answer is going to be IQ, or the answer should be IQ. Like you should be looking for, trust me, stay in shape. Do what you need to do. Durability, all that fun stuff. Because we obviously see it with LeBron. Now LeBron is a different breed because not only does he have the athleticism, how he's in shape, his durability, and then on top of that, you add on his state of the art IQ. That we're talking about one of a kind, basically.
Yeah.
But let's say if I'm just Joe Schmo, yeah, I'm decent athletically. I might have a mid range.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me buff up my IQ, because then at least I can dominate the game, knowing how to pick my spots, the angles, and this, that, and the third.
Because I'm just saying, we've seen guys that have bags, aka Jordan Poole, and he is getting run out the league. He goes from Golden State, making some noise there, making a name for himself, to now going to the Wizards, and everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna go ahead, most improved, blase blase, to a Joe Schmo, a guy who just dribbles too much, a guy who just extra. So my thing is, I would love to have a bag, but if I had to choose one or the other, like we look at players like JJ Redick, who's a high IQ basketball player, and he can dribble, he can get to his spots, he knows what Klay Thompson, Steve Nash, Luca, guys that are not necessarily athletic don't have necessarily a bag, but they can get to their spots. We've seen Luca. Yes, he got moves, but he's slow, and he has very IQ on where to put his players in position to score. Triple double king, as we know. Now, we talked about this earlier. If you had to pick a player like Jordan Poole, we talked about J.R. Smith and Lance. The difference with them is they have bags, but no winning success.
Yeah, they might not have a pretty high basketball IQ.
Yeah, not high enough IQ. They have a bag, but then it comes with winning.
Yeah,
They don't have that.
yeah.
But when we talk about guys like a Steve Nash, a Rajon Rondo, a Kyrie Irving, guys that have high level IQ, they are the ones that are winning. And when it came out to get back to the top, the game of the name of the game is to win. If having a bag is not gonna help me win, I can care less about having a bag.
Right.
If I can just put myself in position to score or put another teammate in position to score and get a high level shot, then I'm gonna do that. And that's what LeBron has done. Now, I do have something that people say about LeBron when it comes to him being the number one leading scorer and him having no bag. Because people are like, oh, he has no bag, but then people go, oh, well, he's number one in all of NBA with the most points. Well, it's a longevity stat. Not exactly. He was the first player to go to 25,000 points, 26, 28, 30, 32,
Yeah,
33.
yeah.
The first.
In each category.
Yeah, he's done it the longest, but he's done it the first. And he's the last person to do it and the oldest person to do it. And to continue to do it. So it's not a longevity thing. He's just been doing it for so long that we forget that he's the first person to get to those milestones. So that's my rebuttal when people want to say longevity. Go look up who was the first person to get to these milestones of points in 25, 26, 27, 28. Let me know who it is.
You're gonna see
And
one
you're
man
going to
and one
see
man
one
only.
man. Let me know if that's longevity or
No,
please.
and the thing about that too that makes me mad is people like to use this longevity thing and say things like, yeah, but you know, Will or whoever was it Will or Kareem, you know, they scored all these points playing X amount of years. Yeah, that's cool. That you might be true, but are we really gonna sit here and tell me that those points were very impressive in regards to the league that they played in? Like LeBron has to score and do all this stuff for 20 years. He's defending 5 different positions. He's going up against the elites of the elite. Heck, the guy ninth in the bench could probably start in 1986.
It's a fact.
So I don't want to. The whole longevity thing is kind of stupid when it comes to the style of play and the level of play that LeBron has to go through. I can guarantee if LeBron got 40K now, if LeBron played in the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah, it's a different story.
Now, obviously, there's more variables like the way the way the game is or the rules of the game, how they were officiating. I get it. Trust me, I get it. He's gonna have to adjust to that too. But if we're just talking in a vacuum, strictly competition,
Yeah, no.
come on, bro.
It's not
He
even
would
close.
score 80 by the age of 32. 80,000 points by the age of 32.
Yeah, it's not even close. That
Yeah,
was really my little thing because I'm gonna be honest. I was taking notes. I feel like I'm at school, like NBA school, when it comes to
the podcast.
that podcast. Like I know you're talking about like it's not a. We thought it was gonna be like entertaining and showing light to the NBA, but it's more like homework.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Well, that
sitting there taking notes.
right. That's the mistake I made after the first episode, and a little bit like I realized it 20 seconds into the second episode, but I also entered the second episode thinking like, okay, let's see how they're gonna entertain me. I'm thinking just like you said that it's an entertaining or entertainment podcast.
Yeah.
Like they're just here to talk basketball with two of the great. But no, it's really like we're here to talk basketball and teach you the game of
Yeah, yeah,
basketball.
yeah.
This is literally a masterclass of basketball 101
Yeah.
for those that want to learn, want to know how we approach the game, how we tackled the game, what's the nuance and the jargons of the game. That's basically what this is. I thought I was gonna just sit here and watch another all the smoke type podcast. But no, that's definitely not what it is. And I do want to say that this could change the landscape when it comes to sports podcasting.
Yeah.
The whole interview thing, the whole breaking down thing. Hopefully, it doesn't really, because obviously that's what we do. Um, I'm I'm not saying it's gonna be relinquished, but that's gonna be the thing of the past. This whole IQ type of podcasting or this masterclass type of podcasting, and at least for the sports of basketball or basketball podcasting, yeah, this is the new wave. This is the new wave, and just get ready for other sports or other players in other sports doing it. I mean, there was someone doing it for baseball at one point. It didn't really get that far. His name is Xavier. He had a baseball podcast. Again, very interview based. Every podcast he had someone in there, but they were breaking down the game. And actually, in football, Julian Edelman kind of does that.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman's podcast. Again, another guest based podcast, but when they get on there, they pick what Julian does is he has his guest pick what's their best game or what's their favorite game or whatever game they want to break down and literally podcast breaking down that game, not play per play, but basically highlight per highlight. And along with that, obviously they're gonna have the side conversations. Like
Yeah.
with you, I could probably, hey, let's talk about that last week's softball game. I don't like how you twitch your hips here. Like, well, that's how they do. They'll just break it down. But then in the next split second, they go like, yo, remember that one time in eighth grade that we, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how Julian is kind of doing this podcast. A little bit of kind of like entertainment, but at the same
Yeah.
time, they're breaking down the game. So I just think that's going to be the next approach or the next
Yeah.
wave of sports podcasting. We're just going to see people breaking down the game, bringing like an IQ
No, it's great.
characteristic to podcasting. So
Like I don't. When we get back on the court, I'm like, all right, I got the Varejao screen to a T. Like
Yeah.
I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. He was breaking things down. I'm like defensively. I'm like,
yeah, I think that is
Offense.
kind of cool too. Like knowing how the league, I guess, titled certain things or categorized certain
Yeah.
things. Like to us, we're just thinking like, oh, Varejao just setting a screen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe someone with more IQ. Wow, why is Varejao setting this reverse screen?
Yeah.
But to them, they literally called it the Varejao screen. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's kind of cool that they actually were categorizing these things in a specific way, and it wasn't just one team or one player. It was the whole league.
Yeah.
Knowing what's going on. So
Yeah, and it shows like because we'll look at a game and we'll like why is he not picking him up or like why is he not here or why is something wrong, and they break it down. They literally break it down to a T. Well, they're in this coverage and this is why they can't go there,
yeah,
or this is where they want to push them at because that's where they don't shoot well. Like they literally break it down so well. And we see it all the time. Denver runs a drop coverage majority of the time because we know that Joker can't step up. So they run that drop 24/7. And obviously, aka why they lose to the Suns is because mid-range game with KD, Booker, and Beal, they kill from there.
lights out.
So that's another team that could go ahead and shake them up because when you got that drop and you're just dropping down low to the paint and that mid is open, they're the three best to ever do it. So it was really good to listen to. I have to listen to it again just because I was at lunch.
Yeah.
I couldn't really focus, but I gotta lock in again because it's some really good stuff in there.
Well, that is the cool thing about this. Well, at least for me, I have been able to watch both of them and literally digest it in one shot
Yeah.
with no interruptions. I know because of maybe gems that they're gonna drop on us. There's gonna be podcasts that I'm gonna have to rewatch because they're
Yeah.
probably gonna go so crazy, so in depth that
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit there and be like, no, no, hold up, I gotta rewatch this.
Yeah,
But
I can't wait. Well, it's gonna be tough, but I can't wait for like what's gonna happen when they want to break down a particular game. You
yeah,
know, like is LeBron gonna be able to like if they so happen to make the playoffs, so they're gonna continue to pod.
well, that's the other thing too. I'm not sure if I'm just wrong, but the two episodes are from the same day. If I'm just noticing the things
The
wrong,
close.
they're wearing the same thing. You know, you could tell by the way episode two kind of started off. It might have been like a continuation, obviously, along with them wearing the same clothes. Unless they're just wearing the same clothes, because I know LeBron's wearing the whole uninterrupted gear.
Yeah,
So maybe he's just trying to shine light to the program. But it's the same thing he wore episode one. So
you might be
that
right.
might also be an element that they're gonna be bringing in because it looks like the first two episodes are from the same day. Maybe the next time they do shoot live or whatever the case may be, maybe they're breaking down one of LeBron's games. You know, so it's kind of cool or it's kind of interesting that you say that because it could be a possibility that they come in and start breaking not live games, but yesterday's game or whatever the
Yeah,
case may be.
like the first episode, they talk about like going against the Clippers, having that 20-point comeback, and all right, LeBron, what did you see? He's like, all right, well, they mixed up on a coverage and they didn't switch, so I was allowed to go over the screen and have that open three.
Yeah,
So guess what we did? We ran the same play, and they messed up again. So he said, hey, I hate how the fact that the NBA uses a play and they don't continue to use it because it works every time. Like, how about we continue to use it and let them stop us?
yeah,
So, I mean, we talked about Shumpert going against the Celtics and him running the same play over and over
yeah.
again.
Right, right, right.
We talk about that. LeBron loves that.
Well, the crazy part is what I'm kind of looking for, right? Because ever since Shumpert said that story, now LeBron even said, right? So now there's two guys that
Yeah.
have been, well, they also played together, but they've been in championship teams and stuff like that. Now there's two guys pretty much stating or saying that no, LeBron when he gets on the court, if something works, we're gonna keep trying it. But I want to see, are you going to stop the first time they stop it? Or will you try it again after the first time? Because a lot of times maybe they were just lucky and stopped you that one time.
Yeah.
Why not run it again and see if they still haven't picked it up?
That's true.
You know, so I'm waiting on to see if LeBron or JJ Redick, because it's not just LeBron, will ever elaborate on a moment where, hey man, we ran this play 3 times and the Phoenix Suns couldn't stop us until this one time, and then let me know they'd stopped us, but we came back and ran it again just to see if it was real or not. It's stuff like that that I kind of want to see if that ever happened or how they encounter situations like that. Because I can say that for a lot of sports. I can say that for like pitching in baseball. I'm just gonna use you an example. I'm not saying that this is really
Yeah.
you, but if you can't hit the inside pitch, and I'm dogging you, pause inside every time, but this one at bat, you just twitch your hip a little bit more inside and get a hit.
Yeah.
Am I gonna just stop pitching you inside?
No, if my percentage is low there, then you're gonna continue.
So that's kind of why I'm like, all right, I really want to see how they tackle a team, even if they do stop whatever play you're running. Like, okay, what's the next step now? Now, do we run the same, or do we run the same play with a little tweak?
Yeah.
It's stuff like that I'm kind of interested to see now, because now I fully understand the type of podcast that they're trying to produce for us. So, for the viewers and listeners, also, USC ends up winning the game. They won the game 74-70 against Baylor. So USC is now going to move on. I think, if I'm correct, they're going to go and play the winner of UConn and Duke. So we're going to see how I think they played. If they're not playing now, they're about to play. UConn. We're going to see the result of UConn and Duke, and then wow, next matchup or
week
the
is
Elite Eight, we are going to get Iowa versus LSU
damn.
and USC against the winner of UConn and Duke.
All right,
It's really heating up. It's really
let's
heating
go
up.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Let's make some noise.
For real. Luck FSU. Eli.
Yeah, screw
Baseball.
her.
Yeah,
Screw her.
for real. Baseball season is upon us. Started this past Thursday. And even though we're only like 2-3 games in, except if you're the Dodgers and the Padres, even though we're only 2-3 games into the season, what are your thoughts? What have you seen?
All right.
Is it too early? Have you seen something where you're just kind of like, wait a minute, I can already tell this is how the season's gonna go? Let me know.
Before we get into it, I am gonna say I saw something. Do you think that Shohei is faster than Mookie Betts?
Hmm. I mean, I don't think so. But now that I just took 30 seconds to think about it,
Yo,
I can see how it can be possible.
bro, freaking Shohei hits a freaking nuke to center right, and I think yeah, Mookie was on first. Mookie gets to third. You got Shohei rounding second base and gets caught in like a little rundown.
Hmm.
And Mookie goes, he's faster than me. He like when I'm on the base, he has to look up, like, cause you know how like if let's say I'm in front of you, you're not gonna look up. You're gonna know that I'm gonna be ahead just cause I'm faster.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say if you had someone equivalent to you, you're gonna have to make sure that your head is up.
I'm not outrunning them, right?
You're gonna. So he goes, "Hey, keep your head up."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You are faster than me." So when he said that, I was dying because I'm like, "Yo, Shohei's like 6'7". He's a big ass boy, and we got Mookie Betts that we call him freaking 5'2" athlete because he can bowl, play basketball, he can freaking play pong, play baseball. Like the dude plays every sport, and he's plays shortstop, can play second, plays the outfield. He's quick. You're telling me that Shohei is out here outrunning you? Like it was pretty cool for him to say.
I mean,
I, I get it, but like you think of Mookie Betts, you don't think that he's
no,
gonna
for
get
sure.
beat by.
For sure. I mean, and for all we know, they're capping. But no, I'm with you 100%. I'm not fully believing it, but I can believe it
I
because it's kind of like saying, which we've seen it before, I guess. But it's like saying, I mean, let me think of someone in the same level of Mookie. But it's like LeBron outrunning Dame Lillard.
possible.
Yeah, it's because we've seen LeBron run like a gazelle. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm kind of like I can see it.
I can see it, but
Obviously,
I'm
in
like
my mind,
Mookie.
I'm seeing Mookie booking it.
Yeah.
But and also with the longer legs, his longer strides, a bigger,
Yeah.
he's taking more area, I guess, so to speak. But no, I'm still with you. I'm still thinking
It's
Mookie can move.
when I saw the video, I'm like, oh,
We also, I mean, Mookie also probably has to understand, or whoever is digesting this video, also has to understand like Mookie had to tell him to look up. So basically, what that tells me is Shohei was not worrying about anything. All he worried about was running as fast as you
yeah.
can, right? So, but that also could tell me that maybe being that Mookie knows what's going on, he's not running at his top speed.
Probably, yeah,
You know,
probably.
because he's oh snap, let me not go home because I think he could throw me out here. Meanwhile, Shohei's looking at the ground trying to go 80 miles per hour. You know,
He's like, I'm trying to get.
so
to
there's also
third.
that aspect of it. But I mean, all right, whatever.
Yeah, cause Shohei's like, yo, I hit this ball.
If Shohei's faster than Mookie, I'm not watching baseball. Because then you're gonna tell me this guy can pitch, he can run, he can bat, he can field.
Yeah, he's not even pitching, and he's out here freaking.
Yeah, I'm
killing
cool, bro. Go back to Japan, my nigga. We're good off you.
it. Yo,
Like,
nah.
I don't know how it was in 1908, before Christ, but Babe Ruth, I don't think Babe Ruth had this type of
Nah,
hype.
no, nah. He's a unicorn, bro. But we gonna talk about the Yankees. Gotta talk about the Yankees, bro.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know about our Yanks.
So like, should we just like end the season right now? Like, we just won the World
The Yankees
Series.
are 162-0, guys. Let me tell you right now. Because
There's
we can
no
literally
way.
lose the next 160 games.
there's
And the
no
fact that we win back-to-back against Houston, we're fine. In Houston.
Can I get a round of applause?
Mind you, game one, Houston came out like Houston. They're up 4-1, 4-0 until like the sixth inning or whatever. right? So I'm already against. Well, it was against. Sorry, it wasn't really against Cole. It was against
Nestor.
Nestor. So to me, I'm kind of like, well, here we go.
Bro, no. So I'm at work and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Yeah, here we
I'm
go
like,
again.
already. I'm like, first game. And I knew it. I knew it was gonna be like that. But then it gets to bases loaded, no outs. And I'm like,
Word, let's get it popping.
hey yo, Judge, my boy, go to work.
And let me tell you, in Yankee fashion,
Oh man, he struck out.
yeah,
Then I'm like, when he struck out and I saw Stanton next, I'm like,
yeah,
that boy striking out.
yeah, or at least DP.
Yo,
DP. No one's Stanton.
oh my god.
Yo, and
bruh.
someone made a TikTok about that. They were like, you know, baseball is back when the Yankees have two back-to-back double play ending. Wait, how'd it go? Inning ending double play. To back to back, and then he said the third inning or the inning after those two inning ending double plays, we get the bases loaded, no outs, and score nothing.
Well, we ended up no, we got lucky, bro. We got lucky because guess what happens next? Rizzo's next. He gets hit.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He gets hit, and we were able to freaking score, and that's how we freaking.
Open the floodgates.
Because I couldn't believe it, but I know it's only 2 games. Shout out to Soto, bro. That was a great way to start off. He got a hit to and got an RBI. Then he had that
Yeah, like
that
a
put
blooper.
out at first.
Oh
I mean
yeah,
at home plate.
Yes.
Like that was literally a Yankee fashion like freaking start to your career with the Yankees.
What's crazy with Soto is, there was the hype of this guy being the second best hitter behind Judge since 2017. As per the stats say, he's this transcending young player. Like the kid's still 24, 25. Like a lot of people forget. So there's a lot of players out here that are still older than Soto and only been in the league for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Soto already won a World Series 4 years ago. Right? So there's all this hype about Soto, and don't get me wrong, I'm well aware of the hype, but me being the eye test guy, yes, I saw Soto in the World Series. I cheered them on. Obviously, I'm not cheering on Houston, right? I seen Soto in Washington. Excuse me, in San Diego. I get it, right? But now he's a Yankee. Now I'm watching you play by play, inning by inning. There's just something about Soto in the pinstripes that is just kind of like, I don't give a fuck if you're Otani, if you're Judge, if you're Betts. I'm Soto, nigga.
Yeah.
And I'm about to make sure the league knows that. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this guy. Since spring training, right, goes 5 to 10, bats 500 with 4 home runs, right? He wins spring training MVP, which I didn't even know exists.
Yeah.
But for some reason it does. He wins that. Cool. Something that we need to celebrate? Not really. But I'm going to be paying attention to that because I would like to see things like that. First game away against Houston, who's basically the New York Yankees kryptonite. You go 2 for 2 and a put out at home. That basically wins the game because we only win by 1. We win 5-4.
Yeah.
You go 2 for 3 or 2 for 4, and you get a put out at home. Yo, welcome to the Bronx, kid.
Yo, and the thing is, he's literally like he's our Houston killer if you want to really think about it.
Yeah, because like the stat that I told you, Judge against Fromber, whoever the first pitcher was, he's 0 for 15.
Struggled.
0 for 15 against this guy in what 4 seasons against them or whatever. Right? Stanton didn't do much. Rizzo, he looked a little bit better, and I kind of appreciate what I saw from Rizzo. You again off camera said that Cabrera looks really great. Yo, Volpe, another one that looks great in my opinion. Another person that looks great. Whatever you worked on in the offseason looks great. You know who doesn't look great in a contract year? Mr. 25.
Yeah.
Right? Now, it's only 2 games in.
It's early.
We're just being rough on you guys because we're Yankee fans, and we already been through this episode for years.
Yeah.
So we understand how things can go or cannot go. But contract year, Gleyber Torres, you're rated 6th in the league as the 6th best second baseman. I'm not saying we expect you to be MVP in the first 2 games, but going 0 for whatever you said, 0 for 7 in 2 games, no. Like, get 1 hit at least.
Yeah.
Get 1 hit.
It's gonna be tough.
Nestor, I mean, pretty rough start. Again, it's the first game. It's away. What can we say? Rodon, I didn't like your start either, even though you did end up settling after the first 2, 3 innings. So I'm gonna give you leeway because
I
whatever
thought it
happened
was gonna be
happened, and then
worse.
you end up settling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be worse. To be
Yeah, yeah.
honest.
Yeah, I thought after the first inning or two, I was like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
And especially Houston, like once you start making mistakes, Houston is sort of like Atlanta. Atlanta is just a different beast, honestly. But Houston is sort of like Atlanta. Like once the gates open,
Oh.
you're seeing a 5, 6, 7 run inning
Yeah.
easily.
Easy.
So but he ended up settling in. It was cool. Our bullpen is still doing bullpen things, but all I'm just gonna give it a couple more days. Or obviously, there's a lot more games to be played. And I'm focused on. Listen, Boone at the end of last season, I saw him managing a little bit differently. Spring training is spring training, so there's not really much to manage. It's just people trying to get warmed up and stuff like that. First 2 games, he didn't really do much to be like, wow, Boone changed. But it just seemed like Boone might be getting with the program. You know, he's allowing, like, he had enough faith in Rodon to be like, you're gonna settle in. I'm gonna leave you just a little bit
Yeah.
longer.
We're not gonna jump.
Then with Nestor, you could tell Nestor didn't really have it, so he allowed Nestor to get to the 4 or 5 inning. Okay, we're gonna take you out, Nestor. So it's like he's understanding the task at hand, but I still need to see more. And obviously, I still need you to manage a baseball team, not a home run derby. So
Well, the walks helped.
yeah, there's
I
been
think that their approaches, 1 through 9, like their approach was so much better. They took a lot of pitches.
just like I think Volpe, right? Didn't Volpe have like 3 walks
Volpe,
or whatever?
Soto, like they combined that first game. They had
But I
mad
give
walks.
credit more to the players. I feel like they
Yeah,
probably took liberty this all season and said, all right, guys, we got to be a little bit better.
yeah.
We got to be a little bit more
And
disciplined at the plate.
we talked about like, hey, we got the walks, we got people on base. Now we need to implement hits and runs, and
Yeah.
we got to freaking bunt the ball. Second game, we get a bunt. Since when we see the Yankees
Yeah.
bunt? I think that was their first bunt in like
I don't even remember.
I don't even. Which obviously a bunt is to sacrifice yourself,
Yeah.
but you let the pitcher go ahead and field the ball, which is awesome. And we all, I mean, I'm a pitcher. So they call us POs, which is pitcher only, because they say we can't field.
Right.
So sometimes when you put in the pitcher's hands,
Not me.
you make. I know, not you.
Yeah, I'm a Gold Glove pitcher. I don't know what niggas is talking about.
You can go ahead and make a mistake. And guess what? The pitcher went ahead, turned around, lefty said, whoop,
Yeah.
a little float,
Yeah.
and things happen. Obviously, it wasn't our favorite, but I like the fact that he freaking, hey, called the bunt down. Let's get a guy over.
Yeah.
And obviously, it turned into something more, but that's what we need. We need little things like that to slide over and let our top guns go to work.
Yeah.
Now, it's the second game. Is he gonna do that when we're 60 games in?
Yeah. Middle of August, everybody's tired and whatnot.
Is that call gonna be like, hey, let's bunt the ball, let's make this happen, or are we gonna try to freaking swing for the fences? So, I liked it, especially against Houston, because Houston loves to hit and run. They love to bunt guys over. They play baseball the right way for the majority of the part, but so far so good.
Yeah. Rest of the league.
Remember the word. Mets stink.
I'm gonna leave them boys alone over there because they got a lot of issues they need to overcome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here because I'm trying to see who stood out. I mean, not the only 2 other teams that really stood out to me, but it's the obvious. It's the obvious, Los Angeles Dodgers. Their bats are doing what they're doing, but I have been seeing things here and there where what I've been predicting, and I think we've been predicting. I'm not gonna give myself the credit. What we've been predicting is it's gonna catch up to them, and we're gonna realize that building this type of team is not that beneficial. Just wait for the errors to start piling up, the injuries start piling up, and then you're gonna realize that the Dodgers really just spent a lot of money just to be a first round exit. Arizona came back with a vengeance. They're out here like, no, fuck you guys. We're trying to go back to the World
Yeah,
Series.
yeah, yeah. We're trying to get there.
Atlanta didn't miss a step.
Nope.
They did their. I mean, I don't. They didn't lose for game one. I think they still won. Game two, they won 11-4. You know what I'm saying? Four guys hit home runs or whatever. And that's you. Listen, if anybody watched Atlanta last year, Atlanta out of the 162 games, I can guarantee you half of them, at least 3 to 4 guys hit home runs in those games. So they're just right back to that. That's it. I mean, there's not anybody else that's really impressing me, to be honest. So I think the rest of the league is just 2 games into the season, and we just have to wait.
Yeah, it's early. I mean, obviously we're Yankee fans, so we're gonna jump on every game possible. I mean, they play tonight.
Yeah.
Stroman's on the mound, make some noise.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. That's something that I'm interested in trying to see Stroman live in pinstripe, see how he's gonna take that pressure. Because spring training, that's a different beast. Once you get into, and then on top of that, once you get into the regular season, boom, that's a different beast playing for the Bronx. If we make the playoffs, now I got to see how you perform in the playoffs as a New York Yankee. Because that's, as we all know, you can play as a Baltimore Oriole in the playoffs, and it's completely different than playing as a New York Yankee.
Yeah.
We've seen it with actually. We don't even have to go that far. With Aaron Hicks.
Yeah.
So Aaron Hicks had a really really good postseason last year in Baltimore until obviously Texas said, "Hold my beer."
I'm with you on that.
So
I'm with you.
yeah, we're obviously excited. This is at least my time of year. I love baseball. I know you're kind of a hybrid. You're baseball, basketball,
Yeah.
and EJ's more basketball than anything. But this is where you guys are gonna catch me come in here regular. I mean, obviously we film Sunday, but I'll be talking to you about a regular game on Tuesday that I got excited for. Like that's just how it is for me when it comes to baseball season.
Don't let me go live, bro. My pitching selection is 100 of 100. Inside, outside, up, away, slider,
That's a whole
changeup, curveball.
That's the whole fact.
I'm out
Except
here
for the one
playing
day
the
that I
game.
told you I was gonna put a bet in, and you told me not to put it, and the
Bro, that I didn't see that coming. I'm gonna be
bet
honest.
yeah.
Now, if you would have told me, hey, where's his pitch going, and they had that on,
It'd be different.
oh, it'd be
It'd be
different.
different. Okay, all right.
Because I would be betting that. I'd be like, yo, he's throwing low and away right here, and I would put it in.
You know what's crazy, bro? So obviously I'm playing MLB The Show. By the way, killing it. I got 72 home runs.
Yeah, are you playing on like rookie?
No, don't disrespect me like that, okay?
72.
Don't disrespect me like that.
You playing with the analog, or you playing with Square and X?
Wait, you can hit with the analog? Is that still a thing? I know that used to be a thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't played.
No, the analog used to be a thing. And now people don't do it because now you have the choice of if you press X, it's a contact hit. If you press square, it's a power hit.
Yeah.
If it circles, a bunt or whatever the case may be. But regardless, I'm saying all this to say this, right? Obviously, I pitch, so I understand it the way you do. It's just I don't understand why the whole situational pitching. Like the way you call out pitches is because you understand. Oh, the count's 2-2, lefty batter, whatever. Like I know the nuance of how that gets thought of. I don't. I don't. I don't give a fuck about the count. I don't give a fuck about the bat. I mean, I kind of do care about the batter on how I'm gonna approach the batter. But to me is, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a pitcher, this is how I think. If these are my 3 pitches, these 3 pitches are going to be in certain zones. But now, how I'm gonna pitch it to you might be different. Now, again, let me elaborate a little bit more so you can kind of grasp what I'm saying, right? If I have one fastball, either a 4 or 2 seamer, that's my fastball, right? Cool, whatever, that's my fastball, right? Let's say I have a cutter and an off speed pitch, right?
Yeah.
This is how Nefty is approaching it. Fastball is I'm always pitching the fastball in. I might go low and in or high and in, because it's gonna be difficult for a high speed fastball for anybody to switch their hips in and try to get that barrel into the strike zone, right? Cool, boom, there's that, right? Normally, before or after a fastball, I'm probably throwing you a changeup or an off speed pitch.
Yo, they gonna have you do it.
Yeah, no.
No, they're gonna be like, hey, if he throws a changeup, hey, next pitch is.
Yeah. I'm probably throwing a changeup because in my mind it's kind of like if I throw a changeup first, now you're used to all speed. Now I'm gonna zip this one by you.
Yeah.
But if I throw you a fastball, you're probably waiting for the fastball. Now you're gonna look stupid swinging ahead on an off-speed
Yeah.
pitch.
Your scouting report would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, no, it'd be stupid, right? Now my cutter or breaking pitch, right? Let's just say breaking pitch because technically a cutter is not a breaking pitch; it's a fastball. But a breaking pitch,
Yeah.
right? I'm just saying cutter because my should have just been a slider. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
The way my cutter cut,
Yeah.
shit was a slider. My cutter, I don't know. It kind of varies. My cutter is what varies.
Yeah.
Because I might have it break outside. So if you're batting, well, technically on my right side, well, that's still the right side. Yeah. So if you're batting on the right side, I might pitch it where it cuts to the outside corner. Sometimes I'll pitch it like it's gonna look like it's hitting you, but it cuts in. Now it's on the inside corner. So my cutter is the one that I'm really moving around, and that one I don't have a sequence on when I'm pitching.
When you're gonna throw.
Yeah, like I might throw you 3 straight cutters just to be a dick. But best
Yeah.
believe it's more the changeup than anything.
Yeah.
If I throw the changeup, then you kind of know the fastball's coming. I'm not throwing two back-to-back changeups.
Really.
I might throw 2 back-to-back fastballs. I might throw 2 back-to-back cutters. I'm not throwing 2 back-to-back
So
changeups.
I was watching the game and Valdez threw back-to-back changeups on a 3-0 count.
I don't
with
understand that.
strikes. That is elite.
Yeah, but I don't understand that.
3-0 count. I think he had people on. You don't want to give dead fastball.
The only thing I do, okay, I don't understand the thought of it as a pitcher. Like, okay, wow, I missed on a changeup. Let me throw another changeup.
No, he didn't miss. He threw it for a strike. Like it was 3-0 count. He didn't want to give a heater
Okay.
in the meat of the zone because if he gets the green light, it's turn and burn.
Well, that's the one aspect about that train of thought pitching that I understand. 3-0, a batter's going to think, okay, he's probably going to throw a fastball because he doesn't want to walk me, so he's going to have to throw a fastball in the strike zone, and the batter's probably waiting for that, which that probably means that's why Fromberg's going to be like, well, I'm going to throw you another changeup.
Yeah, so he
You
threw
know,
a
jumps
changeup,
on you.
and then 3-1, you're thinking, all right, fastball. Nah, I threw another changeup. It's
So I get that. Nefty don't think like that.
you don't even throw like
I don't give a
you don't set up a pitch with a pitch.
No.
Like some people go up tight, fastball
Oh,
up and in, and
no,
then
I
they
do
throw
the
a slide
whole-
piece off that.
No, what I do is again the off speed play, the off speed game. So if I throw you a changeup, you might be expecting a fastball, or you might just get used to the changeup. So I'm gonna throw a fastball, or I'll play the eye game. If I throw a high fastball, now your eyes are accustomed to the high pitch. Boom! Now my cutter is coming low.
Yeah.
I might play that game, but the whole
I know.
No,
'Cause
I
you
don't-
see me how I go. I'm like, oh, he's doing this. You're like,
yeah, no, trust me, I
how
know.
are you doing that? I'm like, bro, it's
Every
literally.
time you do it, again, I understand why you're doing it. Like
Yeah.
I understand the train of thought, the IQ of it.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of like, fam, nigga, if you don't pitch this fucking fastball in the corner, nigga, who gives a fuck, man? Like,
No.
that's why the other day, who pissed me off? Oh, Strider.
So
Strider. I have Strider on a strikeout ticket.
yeah.
By the way, ticket for 4-legger, first 3 guys, boom, hits. Lovely. Corbin Burns had him for 7. He has 11. Who else I had? I forgot who I had, but everybody else hits. Here comes Strider. Fucking Strider. Right? I put him for 8. He has 7.
Ooh.
Right? Wait, was it Strider? No, it wasn't Strider. It wasn't Strider because it was against Boston. No, it wasn't Strider. Luis Castillo, sorry. Because it's against Boston. That's why I'm like confused here. Luis Castillo, I had him for, if it wasn't 8, I had him for 7. But regardless, he had 1 less. Right? It is the bottom of the 5th or 6th. Bottom of the 6th. It's not the 5th. Because I know the next inning was the 7th inning, right? I said it to myself. If he doesn't strike this guy out, even if he gets a pop out or a ground out, this is his last at bat. This is his last batter. I can guarantee it. I just know. That's another thing I do know. Like, I know the whole... I think as a pitcher, I understand momentum very well. So that's why I get really pissed at Boone. Because when I know a pitcher needs to probably be taken out, I have that instinct. Or, you know what? Yes, he had a rough inning, but I think he's settling down. Let's leave him in another inning. I have that instinct where Boone and others probably don't. Right? So Luis Castillo, even though he's winning at the moment, I don't remember the score, but he's not doing bad. But it's Casas at the plate, Tristan Casas. I think there's a man on first. There's 2 outs, right? First pitch, foul ball, 0-1. Second pitch, foul ball, 0-2. My mind is like, perfect. I need you to get 1 strikeout to this take a hit. Throw your sealer. To me, I call it a sealer. It's like that one pitch, niggas is really not hitting it.
Yeah.
No, here comes Luis Castillo playing these stupid pitching games.
Pitching games.
No, like don't. He threw two straight fastballs and it got fouled. Fouled out. So let me ask you a question. Let me just see if Nefty just thinks out of the fucking out of far fetched.
Yeah,
right.
Are you throwing another fastball?
I'm throwing another fastball.
I knew it.
I'm throwing another fastball. I'm throwing another fastball up and in.
What were the 2 pitches at?
The first one was like low and away. Second one was a little higher, and you can kind of say it was like middle of the plate. No, it was kind of middle.
Ooh.
Maybe a little bit more away than in, but it was middle of the plate. Casas was just late.
Damn.
So to me, it's like, all right, low and away, you fouled it out. It's kind of like maybe you just didn't extend your hands.
Yeah.
Middle of the plate, fouled out. You were just late because it's the middle of the plate. I'm giving you a juice.
Yeah,
no, next one, high and in. No.
Yeah, I would go high and in.
Okay. No, here comes this bum ass nigga. Right? Throws this freaking breaking ball. It's kind of like it's not really middle of the plate. It's a little middle to down. Yeah. But I'm just like, come on, no. Here comes Casa, fouls the ball. So he fouls the ball again. Right? So we're still 0-2. So again, 0-2, 3 pitches in, all 3 fouls. What are you throwing, Eli?
I'm still going up and in. He's seen everything away. So
fastball?
I'll go fastball. Up and in though, like it's not gonna be a strike.
Yeah, guess what? It wasn't. And here comes Casa, blooper to right field. I'm like, oh fuck, man. Like, and this is it. Like that's it. Like I know that was the chance to get the strikeout and it was over. They still ended up getting out of the inning, and then obviously next inning, Luis Castillo doesn't come out. My ticket's now done.
Yeah.
But
or he could have doubled up. Like if that slider or whatever was like.
Now I don't know all of Luis Castillo pitches, but
yeah, I'm about to say like he could have threw change speeds low and away. If he threw 2 fastballs, like I know he has a change piece. He could have threw that change piece.
I would have been okay with a changeup, but I think the next pitch easily should have been up and in, regardless of the pitch.
And then away again.
Like that's just the way I thought of it.
Yeah.
But no, this guy was trying to like go low and away, middle away, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like,
yeah.
Like Casa has fouled the first 3 pitches. He's gonna catch up to one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. That's something that you're really good at. You're really good at understanding pitch sequences.
Yeah.
I'm Nefty's not about that. No, Nefty's. That's why another thing. Do you approach because you know this? Do you approach pitchers like that in the plate, like batting? Is that why you know that? Because you're batting and you're like, well, my count is 3-1. You know, he threw me a changeup last pitch. I think he's gonna throw me this.
I'm really good at sequencing and like finding out what a pitcher likes to do. So I'm always like, I'm always watching before and after.
You're a scouting report guy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of guys are like, you find out what like if. Like what you said, I like to throw after my changeup, I'm throwing a fastball. Like that's what they have, and then you got to see like what's the scouting report on yourself. Like that's another thing. Okay. Obviously, once you get in the box,
it's a different. It could be a different story. Yeah.
But like you're looking. Sometimes you're looking for one thing, and some people would say like, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something in. I'm looking for something away. I know this is his best pitch. I know if the ball's away, I know that it's gonna be a slider. Or if I know if this ball is in, I know it's gonna be a fastball. Like certain pitchers throw certain things in certain like their percentages of it being in certain spots higher than others. So they're like, oh, he throws his fastball 80% of the time, or he throws his changeup 20% of the time, slider 15% of the time. And then you know that. So, like, all right, I know majority of the time I'm going to get a fastball or a changeup. And I got to know that. I'm not looking for that side piece because I'm not going to get it as often. I'll get it one time. I can, like, leave it alone. I'm going to sit on that. I'll spit on it. And then I'll wait for the change piece.
So, I think I think I approach it like 20% the way that you do.
Yeah.
Because obviously, let's say if we're playing professionally, I'm probably gonna know. You know what? No, I'm not lying. Let me not lie to you. I don't care.
You gonna see it hit.
So the way this is especially in our like men's league that we're in. I
Oh
know, I
yeah.
know, I know it's different. I know it's not
Yeah.
real, but I still do it. I still do it in the men's league. I get in the. This
Yeah.
is the way I do it. I get in the box. I do it like it's basketball, sort of. In basketball, if let's say I'm defending you in basketball, if we're playing 1-on-1, your first four. That's why I said that to Jay the other day, EJ's brother. Your first 5, 6 plays, you're probably gonna score because all I'm trying to figure out is your moves.
Yeah.
So in the batter box, okay, show me. Show me your fastball. Show me whatever else you have. Show me how you're gonna attack me today. I might get out the first inning, my first at bat. Fuck it, I'll allow you to get me out my first at bat, knowing that I'm probably gonna get 3, maximum 4 at bats. But if I go 2 for 4 or 3 for 4, it's a win for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you my first at bat. So attack me how you want to attack me, because now second at bat, I'm gonna be ready for it. And
That's if you've seen everything.
oh yeah, of course. And then the other thing too, the reason why I try to approach that is, yes, a pitcher might read the scouting report and know, oh, Nefty this, Nefty that, right? Or I can read the scouting report and be like, oh, he's been pitching a lot of fastballs up and in against blah 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 blah. But you haven't played us yet. So you don't know what type of hitters my team has. So you attacking up and in might actually we love the inside pitch.
Yeah, like if you don't know anything about the team yet,
Yeah. So that's why to me it's like again, if I go let's say if I was professional, I'm not
yeah,
gonna sit here and say I'm not gonna do my job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still gonna read the scouting report and stuff like that. But I'm probably gonna the way I'm gonna see it is if I know you have a fastball, a cutter, a changeup, and a curve. I'm not thinking about okay, what does he normally pitch first, second, and third. All I'm thinking about, okay, I know these are your these are your 4 pitches. Let me get in this box. Let me see how you're gonna attack me. Oh shit, this is how you're gonna attack me. Okay, cool. Second at bat, I see that second at bat might still be a throwaway for me.
Damn.
Second at bat, I might still be like, oh shit, he threw the fastball the same way he did the first inning. Okay, now I know how this at bat's about to go. Now I might get a hit, or you might fool me, and it is what it is. That's just the chess game that baseball is. But let's say my second at bat, the way you attacked me the first inning, you're attacking me differently. Now I have to go right back. Now I'm like, okay, wait. Scouting report said this. This is what happened first at bat. He attacked me like this second at bat. Now I'm playing kind of chess. But a lot of times, nah, bro. I'm playing basketball defense when I'm in the batter's box, basically.
Nah, I'm so aggressive. I just trust my eyes.
And well, that's another thing that I didn't add in. I'm very well, I think so, and I think in these 4 seasons, right? Well, I only played 3 with you. I've played 4 now, except for this season, obviously. In these 4 seasons, I think I've shown enough of how disciplined I am in the batter's box.
Yeah.
And to me, I have one of the. It's crazy because pitching, I want niggas to chase. And this is why I tend to walk a lot. I don't walk because I be throwing balls. Yeah, there's sometimes the ball gets away from me. But I'm actually throwing balls to have you chase. I want you to chase. No, because I'm not gonna throw this meatball in the middle of the plate, you dumbass. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this up and in. It's probably gonna be a little bit out of the strike zone, but I want you to chase this bitch.
Yeah.
Right? When I'm batting, completely different. I'm not chasing shit. If you're not pounding the strike zone,
Hey.
I'm taking this walk.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, when it comes to that, I'm more. I say it all the time. There's one swing for me, always for me, and 2 for the team.
Yeah, you do so.
I always say that I'm gonna take the biggest daddy hack, and I'm gonna put it 300 feet. And if I don't, cool. If it's a freaking long foul ball, I'm gonna just buckle up, and I'm like, all right. Well, now I'm swinging. Now I'm gonna stay in the park. And if it goes out, it goes out. But I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
My 2 are for the team. And then when I go with 2 strikes, my approaches go the other way, because they pitch me away all the time. No one in the league has tried to bury me in, because it gets either yanked foul or it's going freaking over the fence.
Yeah, I mean,
so everything is away. I have to sometimes crowd the plate to try to get these balls like center.
See, and I think I'm gonna let you know. let's say if we do face each other, I'm giving you nuggets, so whatever. I don't care. I'm never pitching you away.
No, that's fine. But
And no, but it's
people
not.
are
It's not
just
because you can. I actually think you can't hit the inside.
yeah.
I think
But
I've seen enough where I'm not saying you're horrible, but you tend to struggle.
I just they go too much inside.
Hmm.
Like you'll probably pitch me 4 straight balls inside,
Yeah,
and I won't swing.
and that's fine.
You know what I mean? Like it's just certain things. Like I'm not gonna swing an inside pitch, knowing that I can't keep it fair,
And
especially in our league. Because
yeah,
if you're gonna pitch to me inside, and let's say you're gonna pitch me in the line, I have to know that you're doing it on purpose. But I only get 2 foul balls. I
oh,
don't.
there's also that. Yeah,
You know what I
true,
mean?
true,
It's a
true, 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 true.
trickery. If you let's say like if you were to pitch me away and then you pitch me inside and I foul this ball off,
Yeah,
guess what? You're gonna pitch me there again. And
yeah,
guess what? I have to keep it fair. And if I can't keep it fair, then you win. So I'm gonna let that ball go.
and I'm also good at picking batters. So I did this in our co-ed league, and it probably didn't seem like that, but it was purpose. It was on
Well,
purpose on my end. So let's say I pitch you in 4 times, but you don't bite, so I walk you.
yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'll walk Eli, which is the power hitter on this team. But your
Oh.
next batter,
Yeah.
I know how to pitch this guy to get a double play now.
Yeah. No, I and that championship game, yeah. I did see that. I saw that on both sides. I saw you do that and I saw the pitcher do that. Like when I hit that home run, the 2-run home run, I didn't see it was like I wasn't there. I got walked 3 times after the home run.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they weren't trying to pitch to you again. And it worked technically.
no, it worked to their advantage because it's like, all right, we'll take one of their best hitters out and hey, someone else beat us.
Yeah.
Which kudos to them because you kind of did that in a similar fashion, even though they had.
Yeah, I walked
guys.
Big Boy and pitched to the girl.
Yeah.
It was like a boy. There was a stretch in their lineup. There was boy girl. So
Yeah.
I remember homeboy, and it wasn't the big boy. It was someone else that they had. But I pitched. Oh, I think it was
He was like lanky.
Yeah. So, not saying that he can't hit
He can hit
because I think he can hit. But in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even gonna take this chance. I'm gonna purposely pitch outside. If you chase it, you chase it. If I walk you, I walk you. But I know who's batting after you.
Yeah. And supposedly there's a rule that like if you walk a guy,
The girl walks too.
yeah.
But I think
But it was too late for that to even be a thing.
But I also think it has to be like like it got to seem like I'm doing on purpose.
Really, that was like the rule.
I'm not sure if that's in like words. If that's
I thought like even if you maliciously or
oh.
not, it was if you walk a guy, you have to.
That's probably why like you're probably right, but that's probably why it wasn't called because it probably just didn't seem like we were doing it on purpose, except for you.
No, yeah, but I'm saying that it was a call in the beginning, and I forget who I told on our team. I'm like, hey, like don't worry about it, like it's not a big deal. And throughout the season, like no one really like played that way. But obviously, when the biggest game possible,
well,
like, that happens.
That's what I was about to say. I think what happened was
if it's not gonna be called in the
besides them, we were blowing out teams, so we kind of didn't care.
Yeah.
So
obviously, we did not expect that to happen to us.
Yeah.
And it
so
did.
now we started caring because it's a 3-2 game in a championship game. So
that's
just how it goes.
Can't cry.
Yeah.
That's how we wanted it.
Right, Steph Curry? Anyways, that's all I have for today. Anything else you want to tackle?
No. Not at all.
Okay. Well, for those still watching, for those still listening, thank you for tuning in or staying tuned. Make sure, if you are still here, make sure you guys like this video or like this episode if you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. March is kind of over, so let's try to see if we could break the 150 or 200 subscriber goal by the end of April. Let's see if we could try to do that, but we can't do that without you guys. So make sure you guys like and subscribe this episode. And being that we are now at the top of the month, I know I said this maybe a couple weeks ago. I think this is going to be the first episode on Apple Podcast, so make sure you guys like and follow over there as well.
Hell yeah.
As always, gang, this is the BES Podcast. We catch you guys next time. We love you guys.
Peace.